Welcome back, Halo followers. We got a lot of news to break down today, including the weapon's new name and exactly why from Halo Studios. This new cannon fodder also reminds us that Edge of the Dawn is coming out very soon, and a new book entirely is coming out, Parasite's Wake, a horror story set in the Halo universe during Halo 1. Really cool stuff we're going to break down in just a moment, and Operation Infinite just came out. It is officially ending in, quote, 3,651 days, technically, because as far as we know, that is the last operation, and that would be Infinite's 10-year plan, which is depressing. But enough on that. We have, of course, just some really cool stuff in this Operation Infinite. Definitely not what we wanted out of this game. Obviously, 100 tiers to, the Seeker helmet, my god. We have no new weapons, but 2 new Forge maps, which is just like, okay, well, that's great, but, I'm glad that people are having fun with this and are liking it. I actually thought this was really funny. MFS be like, but the game is free, and then post their $300 Spartans, which is, like, honestly true. Like, do these look great? Is this the best customization we've ever had in a Halo game? Yes, but it's mostly locked behind paywalls or pretty obviously like massive grind walls that aren't really justified considering the lack of content in the game, especially on a 4-year game. But with that being said, this new cannon fodder actually gets into some very juicy stuff. Let's talk about this horror book first. This is Parasite's Wake. It's going to be coming out in 2026. Obviously, it's going to be tying into the events of Halo 1 because Campaign Evolved was just announced and will be coming out next year. We don't know when. Maybe it's spring. Maybe it's November. In a way, hopefully it's not November because it's totally going to get shadowed by GTA 6 if that does release that week as well, as confirmed recently, but it could get delayed again. So what is this book about? This is 2552 as the planet Reach falls to the alien alliance known as the Covenant. A lone human ship, the Pillar of Autumn, fled into slip space and arrived at Halo. So with human forces scattered across the surface of this immense alien construct, Staff Sergeant Marvin Mobotu must now lead his fellow crewmates, survivors from the ship's brig, back to the Autumn's crash site to rally and regroup with their allies. Desertion, drunk, and disorderly, and murder are only a few of the charges that Mobuto's squad carries, and keeping them in line might prove to be just as difficult as surviving the zealous, entrenched Covenant warriors who believe they have found the gateway to paradise. But as the war rages on across the ring's landscape for control and the installation's weapons and secrets, a far more terrible threat from deep within Halo's underworld is hellishly unleashed that transforms this conflict into a desperate battle of survival for the UNSC. So obviously the Flood, the Parasite's Wake, very much likely going to be some kind of parallel story with the events of Halo 1, as we can see here. I'm not thinking of that other squad, right? So this is probably an entirely new story coming out of Pillar of Autumn, which is kind of cool if I am right about that. But regardless, we'll be checking that out when the time comes, sometime in 2026. But some big news last month, and a lot of people correctly, I think we even talked about this a few years ago, is that the weapon's name would be Joyuese. I think I'm saying that correctly. Jen Taylor actually says it here.
Name designation, Joyuese.
So why is she named Joyuese? This is coming from an 11th century epic poem, Song of Roland. In this, Cortana was a sword wielded by Ogier the Dane, a legendary hero who enters a prolonged sleep once his fight is finished until he is needed again. Sounds kind of familiar, so obviously Bungie used this as inspiration. The sword bears an inscription which reads, "My name is Cortana, of the same steel and temper as Joyuese and Durandal." And Joyuese is a sister sword of Cortana, forged from the same steel, just as Cortana and the weapon were both created from the cloned brains of Dr. Halsey. In fact, there is a little clip here where Jen Taylor is at the World Championship and they read a portion which we've actually, I think we talked about this years ago. I can't remember if this is actually from a segment that came out a long time ago. Maybe it's an expansion, but listen to this screen read real quick because I think it's so freaking funny.
Her core is nearly complete. Once it is ready, it will be up to the two of you The weapon will lock her down. You will retrieve Cortana and bring her back here
For execution.
for deletion. We are at war, Master Chief. If you do not think you can do this, now is the time to step down. I am sure Spartan Lock is available.
That won't be necessary.
Good.
The way Dr. Halsey kind of manipulates Master Chief and saying, well, if you can't do it, Locke can, again, take care and clean up your miss with Cortana, which I actually was laughing really hard at that. I thought that was funny. But anyways, Joyuese translates to joyous or joyful, which closely matches the personality of the weapon, as she is characterized as curious, expressive, and youthfully naive, much like a younger sister. And I hope this is something that they don't need to explain what we just talked about here in a Halo game, but I hope they explain this next portion in a way that makes sense in the narrative and the theme in the story, because I would hate for people to have to read this book. Edge of Dawn, December 16th is the release date, because for them to understand who Joy really is, right? And I think that Halo Infinite did an okay job kind of setting up the narrative and stuff. I would have really liked to see flashbacks with Master Chief and Dr. Halsey with the weapon, and I think, there were choices that are always going to have to be made. Maybe not all of them are going to be perfect, but basically this book is kind of a filler between Halo Infinite and Halo 7. This is basically what the Halo campaign DLC, Halo Infinite campaign DLC should have been. So this is after eliminating Eshram. Master Chief continues to fight on Zeta Halo, searches for scattered allied forces, and then a young combat medic tortured and imprisoned for months by the Banished, and the anemic Harbinger may hold the key to unlocking deeper mysteries within this ancient world. And that could mean all kinds of things. But also, it looks like we are going to be seeing Jega again, who is hell-bent on vengeance. So I'm kind of glad about that. I thought Jega died way too quickly in the game, and I think he was a really cool character, and I think that we could be setting up for kind of like another Arbiter situation, one of redemption, or even one expanding upon how the Arbiter was actually tracking Master Chief in Halo 1, but we really didn't get to see any of that in the game or the cutscenes or anything. So hopefully that's something we see in Campaign Evolved. That would be really awesome to have Thelvadon, he was trying to stop the original Halo ring from blowing up, but was obviously unsuccessful, and then got turned into the Arbiter in Halo 2. But anyways, I love this stuff, I think that they've made a lot of mistakes in the writing, and I'm totally open to saying that and agreeing with those, my God, so many things. Maybe, I don't think they've ruined Halo yet, but I think that this is sketching me out a little bit sometimes. But here in the closing scene of Halo Infinite has been interpreted in various ways by fans, but the core of this creative direction is really summed up by two particular lines from Cortana and Chief at the end of the game. In her farewell message, Cortana says, "It won't be me, but you know that, right? But that doesn't matter." And in the final scene, the Master Chief says to the weapon, "You get to choose your name." And so they explain that Cortana's greatest fear, being replaced in Halo 4 by another Cortana model, no less, is what she ultimately overcomes in her final moments on Zeta Halo. She manages to make peace with the fact that she won't be succeeded by another, and that this replacement, crucially, wouldn't be her. The Master Chief affirms this when he tells the weapon that she gets to choose her name, giving her the opportunity and blessing to forge her own path. Joyuese is certainly still connected to the legacy of Cortana, they say. That much is as undeniable as her own serial number, but she is also a unique individual unto herself. Edge of Dawn offers a great opportunity to delve into why she chose that name and what it means to her, to really dig into Joy's integrity and how she thinks and feels about things after the adventure she's been on through Halo Infinite's campaign. So if that's at large what happens, I'm actually okay with these books being like character development, giving some kind of extra piece of what happens. I just don't want Halo 7 to feel like it just skipped a whole chapter or two in the whole story of Halo, like Halo 5 did to Halo Infinite, right? There was so much juicy stuff that did not happen between Halo 5 and Halo Infinite as far as playing the game, playing the created war, playing through what happened after the fallout, it just felt like we skipped over an entire chapter of the game. And this is what I'm really hope does not happen with Edge of Dawn. So, by the way, quick reminder, Halo Fest is going to go on sale here pretty soon, December 10th. So just thought that I'd remind you guys about that. Put that in your calendar if you want to show up for that next year. So, yes, enhance. I don't know what... I don't even have words for this. What is happening? What is this? What the hell is this? So I actually do like this armor here, the new Mark 6 armor based on the Forward Onto Dawn. So really cool. I do like that. It's not the worst. I still prefer Halo Infinite's armor. This is funny. And also, you know, shout out to Rebs Gaming as usual, but also shout out to Rejected Shotgun, because he put Forge World in Halo 3, which is, it feels right. It's also just kind of, I don't know what to say about this. Like, I can't believe this is working. What are you doing? What did you do, Bungie? You could have done this all along. So here we are flying around in the Pelican. I think this is going to be playable at some point. I'm still waiting for I'm never going to forgive Rejected for not releasing Snowforge, where he basically made this whole place like snowed over with snow. It looks so cool, so beautiful. But yeah, this is pretty nuts. And he's also, oh my god, we're even in the hangar on Forge World in Halo 3. You know, and honestly, look, 343 is screwed up a lot. This is not one of the L's. The fact that we have modding tools, the tools that Bungie used to make Halo 3 in the first place is available to us, means that pretty much anything is possible, albeit it is really difficult and a headache to use, but it is possible. And we got people like Rejected Shotgun kind of using these tools to their full, you know, potential, right? Including being able to forge your own new Mabasa map. So cool, so absolutely cool. He's currently working on this ambulance car, police car thing. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. But also Infinite Forges has decided to get back into Unreal Engine, doing some Halo stuff. And right now he has been playing with recreating the Sierra 117 level. In fact, Marcus Leteau even commented on this, approving the project. So I think this is really great stuff. He even did like a 3-hour stream showing just, I mean, it looks really good. And the reason why I bring this up is because there's rumors, and as you guys likely know, that pretty much all the rumors right now, all these leaks have come out to be true. So I do think that they are planning on doing this new rumor, which is Halo 2 and Halo 3 are also getting their campaign evolves, right? They're getting a campaign remastered into a completely new Unreal Engine game, and possibly with some new levels, right? Not remastered, remaked. And also, this person is making High Ground from Halo 3, and it looks brilliant. I think the one thing that irks me is how detailed these rocks are. It's almost distracting, and this is something that I kind of noticed in Halo Campaign Evolves reveal, is that you got these, this might be just like the artist in me or something, I don't know, but like you got these really simple structures here that have this readability. It feels like Halo in a way, and then you have these photorealistic rocks and trees next to it. I don't know, like when I played Campaign Evolved myself, I think that it was kind of weird at first, but I could kind of start getting used to it. I think they just need to like really lean into one or the other. Either make the art style more photorealistic, or you need to like make these rocks and trees and grass like a little more cartoony than what they are right now. But just dropping Quixel assets into the game is, I don't think, doing a service to what we've been wanting for a long time to fans, and that is to have the art style that we know and love. So with this being said, I think this is a great demo. This is great for fan-made stuff. I just hope that they kind of figure that out on the official end of things. But also, this, I totally would play this regardless on Halo 3's multiplayer. Like, if they remade that in Halo 3 Campaign Evolved, absolutely, yes, 1000%. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button blue, subscribe, join me on the journey of following Halo, and I will see you in the next one soon. Peace.